All right, so before in the previous video, I mentioned one of the way we summarize data using measures of position. It was called z-scores. Now I'm going to show you how to use summarize data using measures of position called quartiles. And the idea of quartiles is I want to divide the data in 4 equal groups. Quartiles mean 4. So I want to divide this set of data. By the way, these numbers you see here are the same numbers that are over here. I put it here so you see clearly the process that I use. Okay, so I want to divide this data in 4 equal parts, 4 equal groups. And how do you start? The way you start dividing the data set, let's say like also, if I ask you, you have a cake and you want to divide it in 4 equal slices, the first thing you do is you cut the cake in half. Same thing I'm going to do here. I'm going to start cutting or dividing this data set that has 17 numbers in half, in 2 equal groups. And how do I do it? The old-fashioned way. Okay, here's what I do. I cross out the first number and the last, second and before last, and I keep doing that until I get to the middle of my list. Of course, there are many other ways to speed up dividing this data in half, but here's what I want to show you. Look, this number in the middle, okay, that's the middle of my list. We call that the median. All right, median. However, another name for median is quartile number 2. And why Q2? Quartile 2, because I had 2 equal groups. That's why. Okay, now that I cut the whole data set in 2 equal groups, what I'm going to do next to have 4 equal groups, I'm going to cut each half in half again. So to the left of 74, you have the first half. I'm not including the 74 that I circle, okay? Everything to the left of that 74 that I circle is the first half. Everything to the right of that 74 that I circle is the second half. So on the first half, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the middle again. So I'm going to do the same strategy as I did before. 53, cross it out with 74, 64, cross it out with 73. I keep doing that until I get a number in the middle. However, here we have a problem. I don't have one number in the middle. I have 2 numbers in the middle. I'm going to enclose them. So I need to find the middle of my first half, but I don't have one number in the middle. So what do we do here? What we're going to do is we're going to take those 2 numbers, 70 and 72. I'm going to add them, and I'm going to divide by 2. And you can see that I got 71. So 71, that is right there in between 70 and 72, is my quartile 1, my first quartile. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing in the second half of this list. So to the right of the 74 that I circle, so from here all the way to 98, I'm going to do the same strategy I did here. So 74, cross it out with 98, 74 with that 85, keep doing the same thing. And the same problem we had. We don't have one number in the middle. We have 2 numbers in the middle. So how do I find the number that is right in the middle, 77 and 81? Same thing I did before. I'm going to take 77. I'm going to add 81. And I get 158 divided by 2. I get 79. So 79 is in the middle of 77 and 81. And we call this quartile number 3. And here I divided my whole data set in 4 groups. Now I know usually students say, but I see 3, I don't see 4 groups. Well, let me show you exactly. From the beginning of this list all the way to Q number 1, that's my first group. From 71 all the way to Q2, 74, that's my second group. From 72 all the way to 79, that's my third group. And then from 79 all the way to the end of the list, that's my fourth group. So you can see I divided the whole data set in 4 equal groups. So now, once you do that, you can start doing some basic probability. Okay, quartiles means quarters, 25%. So this first group is 25% of the data is there. Okay, a quarter of these numbers are in the first group. The second group is 25 more. So 25% of these numbers are in between 71 and 74. And each of these groups is a quarter, 25%. Okay, so if I ask you a question like the following, okay, what test scores, okay, what percent of the students got a test score that was less than 71? Now you can answer the question. 25% of all the students score less than 71. Okay, how do I know that? Because 71 is the end of my first quartile, and the first quartile is 25%. If I ask you what percent of the students got a test score between, let's say for example, between 71 and 79, okay, what percent of the student got a test score between 71 and 79? I hope you see 71 is the N is quartile number 1, and 79 is quartile number 3. So I'm interested in between 71 and 79. I had 2 quartiles. I had 2 groups. Each of those groups is 25%. So we're talking about 50% of all of these students got a test score between 71 and 79. Okay, and I can keep asking you similar questions about basic probability using quartiles. Okay, I hope this helps.